Back, this is the second part of the press conference for FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifiers group action between New Zealand and the Philippines. Joining us now is Philippines head coach Tim Cone and player CJ Perez. Coach Tim, your thoughts on that game?
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm happy about our performance. The bottom line is we're not gonna feel good or take pride in the fact that we got close or we almost won or whatever. Bottom line, we're here to win. We didn't do that, and there were certain parts of the game that I thought we did well. We defended well. We competed on the boards. I thought our big guys, Q and AJ, played real well. And I hate saying that, we didn't make shots, because there's more to the game than just making shots. And that's an easy explanation. But if you're saying that, it's usually because you're not getting good shots. And we didn't get the shots that we wanted. We didn't get the flow that we wanted. Credit goes to them because they defended well as well. And but the bottom line is we're not going to take any pride in almost winning or making the game close or whatever. We showed up to win, and we didn't do that tonight.
Thank you, Coach. CJ, your thoughts on the game?
Ayun nga, sabi ni Coach, di kami pwede mag-rely sa muntik eh. So, yun, kailangan namin mag-move on for next game, kailangan namin mag-focus, kailangan namin move forward para sa Australia. So, ayun, nakakalungkot na hindi nanalo, but may chance kami bumawi. So.
CJ said that there is no feeling good in an almost. We have to move forward, we have to focus, and we have to think about the next game against Australia. We open the floor to questions from the media. Please move over to this side. Just state your name and the media entity that you are working for.
Good evening, Coach CJ. Aaron Bayato from Sports Radio. Question to CJ. How important that you and Dwight and the rest of the folks were able to step up at least on the scoring, given that nag-struggle si Justin. Justin struggled in this game. Thank you.
Ginanahan lang naman kami sa offense dahil doon nga nakafocus kami sa defense, and medyo na-execute namin na maganda yung defense namin, but it's just a bonus na we scored but hindi pa rin kami nanalo, so we just move forward. That's it.
CJ said that they take pride in somehow executing their defense, but the offense was not clicking for them. So just move forward to the next game. More questions, please, from the media.
Gabe Norwood, representing SPP. Coach, you mentioned earlier that there's no moral victories here. The focus was to come in and find a way to get a win. But with that being said, there were highlights. Are there any things that stood out for you going into Sunday's game against Australia?
Well, as I mentioned, I thought CJ got us off to a good start, and we were rolling well, and then we made a loose turnover that turned into a three-point shot that could have been another transition for us, and possibly a bigger lead. That kind of got them back into the game, and. But again, I want to focus on our big guys. I thought played well, especially AJ and Q. They battled their big guys really well. Menenga is a special scorer, and we held him down. We did a great job against him. Justin did a great job defensively. They also did a really good job of doubling Justin, denying him touches. People are going to point at the game and say he only had 4 points, but that was strictly through the game planning of New Zealand, and we needed other guys to step up. CJ did, and Dwight did, but when it came down to big plays, making a big shot, we weren't able to do that at crucial times.
Hi, Coach. Coach, I'd like to ask your thoughts about Juan Gomez de Leano's game. Is that something that you expect from him, providing spark off the bench?
Well, that happened for the day. He came off the bench. You just don't know what kind of lineup we're going to come with on Sunday. We could change the starting lineup. We could put Juan in to start it off. he has been playing. He was playing probably maybe one of our best, if not the best player in our whole practice camp that we had in preparation, and so we're not surprised by what he came out and did. He's going to be a mainstay on this team. He's going to get a lot more. Remember, this was his first game in front of a big crowd and a lot of pressure. He's going to get comfortable, and he's going to do a lot more than he just did today. And he did a lot today, but he's even going to do a lot more going forward. He's a special talent.
Coach, regarding Scotty Thompson, he's usually a starter for Gilas, but today he came off the bench. Is this more due to is it an injury case, or is it just to have a better matchup against New Zealand?
Well, yeah, we were just, we matched up the way we wanted to match up. Well, we wanted to get CJ out early on Britt. I thought we did a great job of defending Britt tonight. He's been killing us in the past. I thought we schemed him well. The guys executed the scheme really, really well. And we liked CJ's athleticism and speed against him to start the basketball game. And it proved right. I mean, I thought just from the very start of the game, we kept him unbalanced. And, you can close your eyes and put all the names into a hat and pull guys out of the hat and say, hey, this is going to be a good starting lineup. It's one of the hardest things for me as a coach is deciding who's going to start and then what the rotation's coming into the game. And then hopefully, you make arrangements for that before the game. You already decide this guy's coming in, this guy's coming out. But by halftime or third quarter, now you're trying to play the game by feel. And, who's been playing well, who's been matching up well. And, do we need to go big? Do we need to go small? And, those questions are constantly going on. So there's nothing fixed with a team like this. There's no fixed lineups and there's no fixed substitutions. We have the opportunity to, put a really good player and another really good player all the way through the lineup. Like Carl didn't get too many minutes tonight, but with a lot of guys playing heavier minutes, we expect him to play, and he's going to be a better matchup to Australia, we think, with their size. So, you may not see them so much this game, but you might see him more next game. And that's just the way it is with a national team.
Coach Paulo de Rosario, One Sports. It feels like just watching the game a while ago that Gilas was doing a bit more offensively, less of the triangle. It feels like was this more intentional, or was it forced on by New Zealand, or are we going to start seeing different looks from Gilas Pilipinas offensively on that side of the floor?
Oh, interesting that you caught that. Yeah, we didn't run as much triangle as we did. We probably should have run more, but they did a good job of disrupting us. I think that's the next step for us, being able to get more execution. We didn't execute as much as we wanted to, and that's why we didn't get much of a flow. We did, want our guys playing to their skills, and that was really what was most important, is the guys playing to their skills. And not just being bogged down by execution. So there's a fine balance that goes on in that, and it can be difficult to find, especially with a team that you're not with all the time. But again, the more we are together, we expect to fix that a little bit more. This is Q's third game with us, QMB's third game with us. It was Juan's first game with us. And so our expectations for them in terms of execution is not as much as we would have for CJ, who's been here from the beginning, and Scotty and Justin and Dwight and the other guys. But it's, again, finding that rhythm. And so, yes, New Zealand played great defense tonight. They have great size, and they're, as you can see it, they're super physical out there on the floor. I mean, they bust through screens. They grab and hold. They take it to the edge, is what you really should do, and they know that, and they've been together for a long time. They know how to do that. And that's the way their league is back down in New Zealand and Australia. It's a super physical league. So that's just things that we're going to continue to. I hate to say it, but we're going to continue to learn as we go forward. But again, I just don't want to get into this. We almost won. We almost did that. We don't want to play that game with ourselves. So we want to win games.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, CJ. And good luck in the next game. That'll be the end of this post-game press conference. Again, we thank you for joining us. This has been the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifiers Window 2 matchup between the Philippines and New Zealand. Good night.